Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic: how different generations perceive and respond to colors. From baby boomers to Gen Z, each generation has unique experiences, values, and cultural contexts that shape their preferences and reactions to color. Understanding these generational differences can provide valuable insights for designers, marketers, and anyone interested in color psychology. Let's start with a question. Have you ever noticed that certain colors seem to resonate more with you than others? Maybe you've wondered why your parents or younger siblings have different favorite colors. This generational shift in color perception is influenced by a myriad of factors, including historical events, cultural trends, and technological advancements. Baby boomers, born 1946 to 1964, grew up in a post-World War II era characterized by economic growth and social change. During the 1950s and 1960s, there was a significant emphasis on traditional values and conformity, reflected in the popular color palettes of the time. Earth tones, pastels, and muted shades were prevalent, mirroring the conservative and stable atmosphere. The 1970s saw an explosion of bright, bold colors, influenced by the counterculture movement and the rise of pop art. Think of the vibrant hues of psychedelic posters and the colorful fashion of the disco era. Generation X, born 1965 to 1980, came of age during a time of political and social upheaval, including the Cold War and the rise of punk rock. The colors popular among Gen X reflect a more rebellious and individualistic spirit. Black, often associated with the punk and goth movements, became a symbol of nonconformity and self-expression. Neon colors, popularized in the 1980s, represented the era's fascination with technology and futurism. The influence of MTV and the advent of digital graphics also played a significant role in shaping the color preferences of this generation. Millennials, born 1981 to 1996, experienced the rapid rise of the internet, social media, and global connectivity. This generation's color preferences are diverse and influenced by their digital experiences. The early 2000s saw the popularity of muted, minimalist color schemes, reflecting the influence of tech giants like Apple with their sleek, white designs. The rise of social media platforms like Instagram has also popularized pastel and millennial pink shades, which convey a sense of modernity and approachability. Research by Pantone indicates that millennials are drawn to colors that evoke feelings of wellness and sustainability, reflecting their values around health and environmental consciousness. Generation Z, born 1997-2012, is the first generation to grow up with smartphones and social media from a young age. Their color preferences are influenced by the fast-paced, visually saturated digital world they inhabit. Bold, vibrant colors are popular among Gen Z, who use these hues to stand out in a crowded online landscape. Neon colors and high-contrast combinations are common, reflecting the influence of digital aesthetics and video game culture. According to a study by WGSN, Gen Z prefers colors that are unconventional and expressive, aligning with their values of individuality and inclusivity. Let's delve into a few case studies to illustrate these generational differences in color perception. The Coca-Cola logo. Coca-Cola's iconic red and white logo has remained largely unchanged since its inception in the late 19th century. However, the brand has successfully adapted its marketing strategies to appeal to different generations. In the 1970s, Coca-Cola introduced the Coke Is It campaign, using bold red and white imagery that resonated with the optimistic and vibrant spirit of the baby boomer generation. In recent years, the brand has embraced digital and social media marketing to connect with millennials and Gen Z, incorporating diverse color palettes and interactive content. Apple's product design. Apple's design philosophy has evolved over the decades to reflect changing generational preferences. The original Macintosh computers in the 1980s featured beige exteriors, aligning with the muted, practical color schemes favored by baby boomers and Gen X. In the late 1990s, Apple introduced the colorful iMac G3, which came in a variety of bright, translucent colors, appealing to the playful and tech-savvy millennial generation. Today, Apple's sleek, minimalist designs, with their neutral color palettes, appeal to the sophisticated and health-conscious millennial and Gen Z consumers. Fashion trends. The fashion industry provides a vivid illustration of how color preferences shift across generations. In the 1960s, the mod fashion movement embraced bold, geometric patterns and bright colors, reflecting the optimism and cultural experimentation of the baby boomers. The 1990s grunge era saw a return to darker, more muted colors, mirroring the Gen X preference for individuality and rebellion. Today, fashion brands cater to Gen Z's love for bold and expressive colors, with neon hues and eclectic patterns dominating streetwear and high fashion alike. To support our understanding, let's look at some research. A study published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that color preferences are not static, but evolve with age and cultural context. The researchers concluded that younger consumers tend to favor brighter, more saturated colors, while older consumers prefer more subdued, classic hues. This reflects the dynamic nature of color perception and its responsiveness to generational influences. Another study from the International Journal of Design explored how generational differences in color perception impact product design and marketing. The researchers found that brands that successfully adapt their color strategies to align with generational preferences can enhance brand loyalty and consumer engagement. This demonstrates the practical importance of understanding color perception across generations in creating effective and resonant designs. As we wrap up, think about the colors that resonate most with you and consider how your generational context might influence your preferences. Understanding these generational differences can help you create designs and marketing strategies that effectively reach and engage diverse audiences. In our next lesson, we'll explore the effective use of color in advertising and how you can create memorable campaigns using color psychology. Until then, observe the colors used in different generational contexts and consider how they influence perceptions and behaviors. See you next time.
If you're finding this lesson valuable, you can take your expertise to the next level. Join over 27,000 students at the Institute of Professional Psychology and earn your professional certification in this field. Scan the QR code on your screen or click the link in the description to access the full curriculum, workbooks, and your accredited credential. Let's get back to the lesson.